A Colorado legal case made its way to the Supreme Court today. The case is between a cake shop proprietor and a gay couple looking for a wedding cake 5 years back.
Now, the questions at hand are over discrimination and freedoms protected under the First Amendment. Valley News Team's Peter Zampa sat in on today's oral arguments.
Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission, a case that pits a gay couple, Charlie Craig and David Mullins, against Jack Phillips, proprietor of Masterpiece Cake Shop in Lakewood, Colorado. The couple tried to buy a wedding cake from Phillips 5 years ago. He refused, saying same-sex marriage goes against his religion. The legal team for Craig and Mullins took to the Supreme Court Tuesday to argue this is discrimination.
A ruling in the bakery's favor could potentially embolden discrimination in a variety of contexts.
Rhea Marr and her defense team reiterated many times Craig and Mullins are a protected class with a right to service. Colorado has anti-discrimination laws that say if a business opens its doors to the public, that means everybody, including gay couples.
What the law is regulating is the conduct of discrimination in sales, and that law applies whether or not the product sold is artistic.
The legal team for Phillips made the case that he speaks through his art, something that should be protected under the U.S. Constitution. Questions arose as to what constitutes art and whether food should have protections. Phillips says his craft is art, and he shouldn't be compelled to support a same-sex wedding.
That is not freedom. That is not tolerance.
Justice Anthony Kennedy said in handling this case, the state of Colorado has been neither tolerant nor respectful of Mr. Phillips' religious beliefs. Kennedy is thought to be the swing vote that could tip the scales.
It's hard to believe that the government is forcing me to choose between providing for my family and my employees and violating my relationship with God.
In Washington, Peter Zampa, Valley News Live.
As of now, there is no known timeline for a decision in this case.
We're following new developments in a national story tonight. President Donald Trump will recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital tomorrow, despite intense Arab, Muslim, and European opposition to a move that would upend decades of U.S. policy and risk potentially violent protests. Trump will instruct the State Department to begin the multi-year process of moving the American embassy from Tel Aviv to the Holy City. It remains unclear when he might take that physical step, which is required by U.S. law, but has been waived on national security grounds for more than 2 decades. Officials say the embassy is not likely to move for at least 3 or 4 years, presuming there is no future change in U.S. policy due to all the security and construction issues with the move.
We're also following plenty of college hoops from throughout the Valley tonight. Catch highlights from the Bison and Fighting Hawks later in sports.
Up next, where do you get more work done, at the office or at home?